Hello everyone, good afternoon. Today we will be talking about COVID-19. Today we complete a year since the pandemic started and the world is trying to reactivate its economic activities while beyond the new normality.
However, some sectors have been affected by this huge event, as it is the case of the tourism.
We have live and direct our correspondent Breni. She is right now in Seoul, the capital of South Korea. Breni, could you inform us how the situation is currently being handled?
Breni, we are with you. Can you hear us?
Thank you, Rebecca. And yes, I can hear you. Indeed, we are broadcasting from the capital of South Korea, where the situation against the SARS-CoV-2 virus is still alarming, because we are confronting an orange code in the epidemiologic traffic light. This demands us to be careful when traveling. For example, you need to bring with you the negative COVID-19 result to the test out. It is mandatory to be in quarantine for at least 14 days. And now, as Joel said, we have completed a year since the pandemic started. And of course, the world needs to reactivate its economic activities. That is why here in Seoul, the new political guidelines are available for a new normality. All these you anticipate new scenarios of the post-pandemic, like the design of cultural and sport activities where social distancing could be possible, the promotion of a new type of tourism, smarter, more personalized, with less contact. Is part of the new cultural market and artistic landscape. I come back to you, Rebecca.
Well, Breni told us that in Seoul, the new political guidelines were available from the new normality. It was something nice to hear. Now we are with you, Paulina. We are totally live from Los Cabos, Baja California, in Mexico, where the perspective of the pandemic is totally different, but it is still a point of contagion.
That's right, guys. We are broadcasting from Los Cabos because it is one of the tourist attractions in the north of the country, where the tourism perspective has changed drastically. This area during the confinement has been divided in its entirety, reducing the income of this place. However, the positive side is for the ecosystem, which has presented a great regeneration, since for many years nothing like this has been seen. Large arrivals of humpback whales, and now, with the absence of people, they can roam freely. In the downtown area, small business and locals keep a curfew as the dusk has been affected by the absence of visitors, since so far they are in red in the pandemic traffic light, which led us to conclude that this pandemic has only brought problems to humans, instead nature has been benefited.
As Paulina mentioned, the pandemic has brought pros and cons for society and nature.
Then we go with our last reporter, Fatima. She is in a state in the south of the country, where the light is in a splendid green color. We hear you, Fatima.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm in Chiapas, more specifically in Palenque, where the traffic light recently turned green. Palenque receives tourist arrivals as it does not have a very high rate of COVID-19 cases. Chiapas is 70% open to tourists. For this, a variety of proposals have been agreed for the reactivation of the tourist activity of the state. In Cañón del Sumidero, adventure and nature tourists are 60% open since mid-September 2020. The Secretary of Tourism has announced that 55 ecotourism centers are already open, and not just that, indigenous communities have been trained to provide the best service to travelers. Meanwhile, an archaeological site such as the Mayan city of Palenque continue providing services since September 2020. The sanitary measures here in Chiapas are the use of face masks, sanitizing filters in different shops such as hotels, restaurants, bus stations, archaeological sites, etc. As well, the use of antibacterial gel, avoid physical contact with a distance of 1.5 meters between people. These are the protocols that every single tourist must follow if they want to know the tourist wonders of the state. Here is my report, colleagues.
Yes, thank you, Fatima. Indeed, the COVID situation is getting better, but we still need to continue with the protection measures. In some places, the tourist activities have been activated again, which it is really good for the global economy.
Well, in other news, many cartoons have been removed for their packaging and presentation. We'll be talking about it after this commercial.